I don't have my guests in here yet. Fill in the chat room. Let me know if you can hear me. What's up, David Banner? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, David Banner? What the fuck is going on? Okay, you can hear me? Okay, cool. Because I can't hear myself. And I'm over here waiting on my guests to come up in here so we can get this thing going and cracking. Thank you for being up in here. Thank you for being up in here. We're going to talk reparations in a little bit. Got to email these motherfuckers a link. You good on the audio? All right, cool. Okay, good. We got somebody named Samuel Adams. Making comments. We ain't even talking about shit yet. Malcolm had to restart his computer. What up, Larry?
Man, I don't know what the hell is going on.
You can't get in here?
I don't know what the hell. Man, I clicked the link and it's
What the link say?
nothing. It says untitled about blank, and it's just thinking. It just keeps spinning and spinning. Nothing.
All right. Okay, Malcolm's in here. What's up, Malcolm? Here?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay. Hey, Larry, I'm gonna send you another link. All right. All right. What up, y'all? Welcome to Hotep-ish. We still waiting on Larry to get up in here. Technical difficulties, but you'd expect that from Larry because he's weak. We'll be the weakest thing with the most difficulties. About to say,
man, are we on camera?
I'm on. Hold on, am I on camera? Oh shit, I got the title up.
Oh yeah, I can't see you.
Can you see me now? I'm on camera now. Can you see me?
I see you. Can you see me? Let me turn
I don't see you no
on.
more, Malcolm. Where the hell you go? I saw you when you first came up in there.
I'm turning my camera back on.
Okay, I
There
see
we
you. Oh
go.
yeah, okay, yeah. You coming in
Cool.
with that quarantine fro in this motherfucker.
Hey man, look here. I'm out here with the good fight, looking natural.
I got that natural. Okay. Can y'all hear Malcolm audio okay? All right, cool. Larry? That is the weakest looking beard ever. Larry, can you hear us?
Bitch, can you hear me? How you doing, Brother Malcolm?
Fucking your beard sound like you opening a bag of chips, motherfucker.
That's because I was just combing it. You already combing it.
Man, we are trying to listen to audio, not your goddamn beard getting groomed.
I need my fro to look like his beard, and I'd be all right.
Nah, you do not want your fro to look that weak, dog. Promise you, Malcolm, you do not want your fro to look that weak.
What's going on, Larry?
What up, brother?
Man, we are here live on Hotep-ish. You know, the new setup at home.
Nice. I like your new setup.
I like it better. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just ordered a whole bunch of audio equipment, so it's about to be sounding like KJLH up in this bitch in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we here to talk about, man. It's been a lot going on right in the media, y'all. It's just been a fuck ton, and we've been seeing these people rioting and protesting and rioting, and I won't even say rioting because it's just doing what they gotta do to get what they gotta get, you know. And we see the end result. You know what I mean? You see, hey Larry, you see these motherfucking cops kneeling and shit.
I don't trust none of that bullshit, man. I don't. It's too soon. If I was gonna trust it, dog, it's too soon. It's too soon. I can't accept anything from cops. Just nothing. Like, don't kneel in front of me, dog. Because if you kneel in front of me, I'm gonna feel like I want to get some revenge and beat your ass and put my knees on the back of your neck. If you gonna kneel, if we're gonna do it like that,
you want to do some Shogun kiss my Converse kind of shit going on.
Yeah. Let's do that challenge that them crazy white folks are doing. You seen that? Where they put the little challenge where they
I did see it where they're smiling, had somebody knee on somebody's neck and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. That's kind of weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what you think about that kneeling, Malcolm?
Well, I see the kneel. Then the next, video, I see 2 batons, pepper spray, and a boot. So it's a little confusing to me. I just like, well, damn, is it? I see 4 kneeling, I see 40 with the boot.
Like kneeling for the said confusion. Yeah,
I see more batons and boots than knees.
That's what they like. Somebody said it. Darren Butler said it in the chat room. It's deception. That's exactly what it is, because they're saying everything except for we gonna stop beating y'all ass. But when it comes down to it, I think it goes to show how just a little bit of pressure. This ain't even been much pressure. These motherfuckers ain't been taking an ass whooping for less than a week, and they're already starting to compromise and things. You see today or yesterday, the LA Times talking about they're about to take $150 million out of the LAPD's $3 billion budget.
Well, I work in accounting. You don't make those kind of decisions that fast.
Yeah.
You don't just do that. Nah, you don't just do shit like that.
What do you think is going on with that, Malcolm?
I mean, well, first off, you got City of Commerce. They decide where all that money goes, so he can get up there and say whatever he wants at the podium. When you go to the meeting, those unions are extremely strong. It's going to be real tough to try to put $150 away from one of those powerful unions. So I don't really just see that happening just off of him saying, we're going to take $150 million away. When the last time you just say you're going to take $150 million away from anybody?
Hey, man, they do that shit to schools all the time.
But they have a meeting at least. It might be 3 people and they ain't going to tell nobody, but it's a meeting. Without no meeting. I'm sorry.
Man, dog. It's just one of the things, man, because it's like we see everybody out there, and then notice this slick shit the media trying to do right now. They trying to like rechange the narrative. We had the little Blackout Tuesday shit the other day. Now they talking about some of the gay people going to talk about it's going to be a black and gay march. Man, no the fuck it ain't. The fuck you mean? Like, look, when it comes to civil rights, that's basically been hijacked by everybody except for black people. You know what I mean? And now they like when you see them talking about something they about to march with black folks. I'm thinking, when the fuck did y'all ever share anything with black people? Y'all don't even share civil rights with us. God damn it!
They don't even share West Hollywood with black folks out there, do they?
No, they don't.
I was watching Dick Gregory's video, and he was talking about how before civil rights, the wheelchair ramps and like white women being able to be like stewarded. That's all for civil rights.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people got a lot of shit, and we didn't get anything specifically black.
And that's exactly what Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And, the fact that because Title IX, and that's the thing that started women's sports. But Title IX was an exception, and just like the handicap ramps, like you were saying, a lot of these other things, because when states were given the federal civil rights money, they were given the option on how to choose it. Do you give the money to these niggas, or do you put in handicap ramps on every corner? And they said, we ain't give you niggas shit. Come on over here, Willie. Roll your ass down across Crenshaw.
Right. You know, it's way more black people than people that need wheelchairs, dog. And see how, man.
And that's done on purpose. And so, like, we as black people this generation, we got to be keenly aware that they be doing that fuck shit. That they'll be like, okay, yeah, here goes some benefits, but you got to share this shit for everybody. Man,
Well,
the Indians don't share shit with us. Why the fuck we got to always share?
Because you got to think, you know, you're talking about reparations. You would have to define the difference between African Americans, Negroes, coloreds, and blacks. They'll try to hit you with 4 separate groups of people. Because, you know, they're all about the legal terms and what names are. Because that's why, you know, Dr. Claude Anderson is saying native black is specific. Anybody can be African American. And anybody can be black because you got Indians dark like us. You got all kind of people dark like us. So I'm black too. So they'll be able to go get the benefits based off skin color. So you will have to truly, really define by law and legislation who is black and who gets those benefits. Because you're going to have all kind of people that look like us, dark like us, getting the benefits. Because you can have somebody African come in, been here 2 weeks. I'm black, and they get the money too. I'm gonna give you an answer to that, Malcolm. It's very simple. This is how we can decide who qualifies for reparations. First of all, we all look different. You know what I mean? We all know how Black American look, and you know how people from Jamaica. We know Jamaicans. I love my Jamaicans, but y'all got them Patrick Ewing faces, and so we know. You know, and so it's just a little bit different. And so here's what we can do to qualify. If you have to be able to, if you can trace your lineage back, your family can go back to the 1860 census. Because in the 1860 census, that's when they really started keeping more of an accurate record of who we are. If you was here 1860, 1870, 1880, you one of us. Because they didn't allow no black people from anywhere else over in this motherfucking. They let a few over in the 1900s. Then Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X mama, you know, started coming over here raising hell, changing shit. And they're like, nah, let's stop this. And then they didn't start letting people over from the diaspora until the 1980s. So if you say, okay, yeah, my grandmama came here in 1983, then nigga, you don't get no reparations. Shit. You know, it's that simple. But if you can chase your lineage back to the 1860 census, you can chase it back to the 1880 census, then you get it. You know, it's very simple. No matter what you call yourself, if you went back in that time and you was black and they said on the census back then that you were labeled Negro, your ass was a slave. So yeah,
it doesn't have to be that hard. You know what I mean?
As long as we don't have myancestry.com doing it for us, I think we'll be good.
Hell no.
No, we can't trust. No, we can't trust. No third parties. No white third parties involved. We can.
You know, hey, everybody end up getting $40. You have them people doing.
Nah, fuck that.
Hey, hell no, you can't do that shit, man. We cannot. Cause ancestry.com be like, oh yeah, you black, you came from Ghana. You take that same goddamn test next week. You black? Or you came from Madagascar, nigga.
Hey,
like, what the fuck?
You know why I don't like those? Because white people will look at that shit and say, you know what? I have a 10% in Ghana, and then they want to start to think, you know, hey, I got African American in me too. I had a white coworker tell me that. I'm like, bitch, you are not black at all.
No,
you are not black.
No. And here's the thing: they will do something like that. They will be bold doing something like that, you know. And that's why, as I'm saying, if you chase your lineage back to that sentence, to the census, and also if you identify as black now, because there's a lot of these motherfuckers. You look at their license, you know, they be saying I'm black this, black that, but you look at that motherfucker, that shit say white. You're from North. That's how the motherfuckers of Sri Lankans like you be doing. It be motherfuckers look just like Larry, with that sorry ass beard, tan skin, white on the driver's license.
Hey, I'm only racially ambiguous to black folks. White folks see these lips and that nigga struggle in my eyes, and they know They don't never get it. They don't never get it confused. They know I'm black.
But yeah, because so people are talking about, okay, we see all this going on right now in the world. We see the goddamn world going to hell in a handbasket. What is the solution? And the solution, to me, long term, like I said, is reparations. Because we got to set that standard now. Because the mistake, like John Henry Clark says, the mistake they made back in the 60s was we could have had reparations. But Katt said, let's go ahead and get some integration up in this motherfucker. I want some white pussy. That's basically what these niggas said. They said, I want to live in Culver City and on the west side and near the beach with the white folks. And I want myself a Karen. And that's what we got. Now niggas ain't even got neighborhoods no more. We could have had reparations back then, but we fucked up the goal. The last thing we need to be doing right now is going around and having these marches with other groups so we can share benefits, because if that happens, they're going to take every goddamn thing and we're going to be left on the bottom like we have every other goddamn time.
Mm-hmm. That's that forgiving spirit that's been instilled in a lot of us. Just, hey, accept everybody, love it. Look, man, I've been seeing this, and I've been seeing this meme. Just started seeing it yesterday on social media, and women are posting it. It's for gay rights, and it says, "Hey, if your parents don't accept you, then I'll be your mother." And I'm like, okay, that's noble, and that's whatever. But how many little nigga kids are orphans? Like, I ain't never seen you post no meme saying, "Hey, if you don't really have a mama, I'll be your mama." But you want to step in for somebody because they don't feel comfortable having that talk with their parents. Like, man, let's not fuck. Like, no, stop letting them attach their shit to our shit, dog. Let's stop it. I'm willing to call it right now. Stop it. The memes on all the way to goddamn benefits. Like, stop. Either you black or you gay. Like James Baldwin, he was black. James was pretty sweet. Yeah, he was black first though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very the thing. Sweet. It's like what Clark Anderson said. People got to know the difference between a vertical issue and a horizontal issue. A vertical issue is what the power structure, what we're under. We're like white supremacy, racism is a vertical issue. Top down, we're on the bottom of it. Horizontal issues, what school you go to, what race you are, what size of shoe you like. Those are things that there's no power over the other. It's just basically a pissing contest. I don't like you, you don't like me, but I can't stop you from doing shit. So at the end of the day, you got to know, like I was talking to a black gay person earlier. It was like, look, in West Hollywood, they don't even fuck with black people in West Hollywood. I mean, Malcolm, you used to drive Uber. And for y'all listening around the world, thank y'all for listening in. Hotepish Radio. Now we doing it here out the crib, accelerated, because I like this a little bit more. I can now see my co-host. See, y'all couldn't see me and Larry the last time. This is y'all first time seeing this ugly motherfucker on this show after a year, because we couldn't see him over the Accelerated Radio. Now he here. I do not thank you for that. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. We as a people, I lost my train of thought thinking about what was I saying?
You're talking to a gay, somebody gay the other day.
Oh yeah, something the gay, and it was like they were talking about what's going on with. They're like, well, aren't there black gay people? I'm like, they are, but black people aren't in their way. Black people aren't holding on to them motherfuckers' resources. White folks is. You go to West Hollywood, man, shit. You got the black gay club over here, the white gay club over there, the Mexican gay club over there, and it's just pixie dust in all different corners, but none of it coming together.
White, hey, I'd say nobody has it better than white gay men. You get to dip in everybody's pot. You get to be a majority on Monday, and you get to be a majority on Tuesday. I mean, damn, you get to get everybody benefits. I mean, come on. You get everything.
You do. And then we got shouts out to Marlon Vidal Jones in the chat room. You know,
That's
that's Duke. Yeah, no, this is a subject sensitive to him. You know what I mean? Because Duke has
mm-hmm.
attended every Pride parade since 1996. He hasn't missed one in Houston or Dallas.
No,
He goes to both twice a year.
He's at all of them. He's at all of them. And the KY is sold out on the southwest side of Houston like the weekend before.
Hey,
But,
man.
it really boils down to, for me, it's about benefits, because gay, straight, it doesn't matter. Black is black, and you can walk in. You're black first. As soon as you walk in the room, you're black. Nobody really cares about when you go in the bank. You're black first when you get down to get that loan. So it doesn't matter if you're gay or not. So when they separate the, are you gay? Or you're black. Anybody can be gay. There's only a small group of people that are black. And if you get mixed up in the whole gay thing, then you're gonna lose the benefits.
Exactly. And
so you gotta keep benefits. It ain't about nothing else but benefits, resources, money, healthcare, education. If you don't go in with those ideas, then you're gonna lose shit.
That's some real talk. And it's the thing, that's the thing when they're talking about black people in the gay community. Let's just be real with our gay brothers and sisters. We ain't no trip. But the most y'all got from us is shit talk. But black people talk shit about everybody. I'm a fat motherfucker. My grandfather been calling me the little fat bastard since I was 3. You know what I mean? It just everybody gets talked about. The black gay community isn't being disenfranchised. We're not. It's gay black people all up in the church. The only thing about it, the only businesses black people really own and control in this country throughout the nation is barbershops and churches. And in some restaurants you'll get, in some cities, you get the fast food places. You know what I mean? But whether you in Seattle, Fort Worth, Texas, Pennsylvania, San Diego, LA, you're gonna see some black churches. And in each one of them churches, if the choir's any good, you're gonna see some gay black men.
But where does the black church money go?
But I'm not even there yet. I'm not even where it go yet. I'm thinking this. That's one of the main employers of black people is the church. And gay people still have opportunities in that. That's what I'm saying. As much shit as we talk, you still get to come around and you still get a job and you still get to be who you are. You know what I mean? Because hell, most of these pastors is gay. If you want to be real about it. James Cleveland was talking about high blood, low blood, taking an ass.
But you know what else gay people have? They have a monopoly on the phrase hate crime. Because what we've been seeing from cops have all been hate crimes. Like, if you really think about it, just recently came out that one of them white boys that killed Ahmaud Arbery or whatever, the guy in Brunswick, Georgia. Yeah. Yeah. Right when they shot him, he called him a fucking nigger. That's the definition of a hate crime. They have yet to charge him. If you beat up a gay person, that is a hate crime. If cops was killing gay people right now, do you understand that shit it wouldn't be that many gay people getting killed by cops before they change that shit.
Because they are white. That's why. Now, if only black people were gay, that should be illegal, or it'd be a $40 fine.
And here's the thing, and their community, they protected Ed Buck. It took Ed Buck 10 years to finally get put in jail after he'd been murdering black people over in West Hollywood for allegedly, people been saying, for the most part, the whole 2000s. And he finally got arrested last year, and that case got real quiet.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what's going on with that case now. But I want to get into what we were talking about. I want to get a little deeper as far as reparations go. What is reparations? What do reparations look like? Let me start off by saying it's multiple things. It's a lot of things because we've been taken from in a lot of different directions. So we need to be repaired in a lot of different directions. Why do we need reparations? Because money's been taken from us. Land's been taken from us. Education of self, education in general has been taken from us. These are things that came and just happened to us, natural occurrences. These things happen through policy, through law. So since the country decided to make these laws to take, they need to make laws to return. The big problem that we're having right now, why are you seeing what's going on in the country right now with this bubbling up of fear and violence and or I should say justice? It's not just about one dude. It's not just about the 3 major murders that happened in May. This should go back to 1619, man. This should go back to Emmett Till. Let's go back to Nat Turner. This is a continuation of Denmark Vesey. This is a continuation. Black people have never given up. We've taken breaks like a motherfucker.
Long breaks.
We've been on a long ass break since 1969, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Since Robert Kennedy died, man, 2 or 3 generations of breaks.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, now break time is over, and it's back to the business. And I heard people like I heard Lord Jamar on Vlad talking about, man, but these kids, they just don't have the same knowledge we had back in the 90s. Yeah, that may be true. You know what I mean? Fuck the police was over 30 years ago. You ain't had an anthem that hard that went at the establishment since. I get it. They were a little more political back then as far as in their mind. But that don't mean shit. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to do what it takes for revolution? And these little motherfuckers are out there doing it. That's all that matters.
Hey, you know what? I don't want to hear another old person talk about a young person in skinny jeans. Because you know what I've been seeing on these TVs? And like, I've been seeing niggas in skinny jeans out here putting in a lot of work. So, yeah, I mean, I guess a whole lot of work. It's not baggy jean niggas. It's not 40, it's not 38 and up. It's young black men.
Yeah.
So y'all kill that shit right now. If they gonna lead our way to freedom, dog. The leaders, the niggas who get justice for us are gonna have on denim spandex, dog.
This motherfucker. What you got to say about that, Malcolm?
I mean, I can't deny that, denim spandex, I mean, Jordan 15 is going to lead us to freedom. That's what I see out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, it's different now because, in the 60s, they was in the suits. Cats out there in tank tops with headphones on. But it is what it is. They out for the cause, and the spread of information is so much faster now. And you see it. We see it live and in color. So 100 years from now, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. I mean, we saw it in the 60s, but now we see it from every angle.
And it's our job as the people that's a little bit older to just direct them in the right direction. Make sure the anger is pointed the right way. But right now, it's their war. It's our war right now, and it's different. So back to what I was saying earlier, what is reparations? The first form is cash, flat out. That's what's taken from us. That's what needs to be returned first.
Mm-hmm.
Freedmen's Bank. When we got out of slavery, we had the Freedmen's Bank set up to give black people land. We were supposed to get 40 acres in the mule, and there was money set aside for black people at the Freedmen's Bank. That was supposed to help finance the land, the equipment, and seeds and the things we need to grow and work the land. Not only did we not get the money from the Freedmen's Bank, we didn't get our 40 acres and a mule. They returned the land back to them white folks in the South and gave them the money from the Freedmen's Bank to rebuild the land. And then hire us as sharecroppers, which is basically slavery again. Because they had, whatever you would say, people who don't know history would say, okay, why would they become sharecroppers? Why didn't they just go somewhere else? Because you have vagrant laws. If you were caught wandering and you didn't have a piece of paper that said, I worked down at Mr. Jimmy's, you was arrested and put in prison. And that's how the whole goddamn prison industrial complex started. So you see, the situation black people was put in wasn't one that we put ourselves in. It was one that we were thrown into. So that's why we need reparations. How much cash, ye say? Robert Johnson from BET came out the other day, and he said 14 trillion. And And so that's a low end. You know, people are like, well, remember just a couple weeks ago, people was like, remember Vlad was like, no, there's no way the United States can just come up with trillions of dollars out of nowhere. And look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
the number that was put out there by the government, I mean, by different independent studies, was closer to 16 to 20 trillion dollars. So that's the first step of reparations. Malcolm, you want to say something?
yeah. Well, so when you put let's 14 trillion, people don't put in context. So the PPE loan for small businesses was 10 billion. They had that for 10,000 businesses. That ended up being, it was 10 billion for 10,000 businesses. That ended up going to like 1 million people. Like $1 trillion, that's not a lot of money in the context of, depending on what you're going to do with that money. You say 14 trillion. My first question is, well, what are we going to do with the money? Because that may not be enough. You wouldn't go in anywhere in anybody's office or go ask for a loan and they ask for 14 trillion. They're going to say, for what? Because that may not be enough. So I was like, well, trillions of dollars is enough, but for me, there's no limit to the end of the money.
Oh, no.
It's like, if this is 14, this is an installment, but to say 14 trillion, we're good? Hell no. That's
no.
For the year.
I said, this is a start.
Oh yeah, this is the first stimulus check. We're gonna need these every
Look at your screen, people. On Market Watch last year, if you look up in the top on my side, okay, I don't look right. Here, I put it right here. Reparations total cost $51 trillion. But let's go back to what we were talking about. Let's go back to what we said, the more number as far as the initial cash payouts. The initial cash payouts, we're talking about at least $20 trillion for black people. That's one part. Then we'll need education reparations. And when I say education reparations, I don't mean HBCUs. No, Morehouse, I ain't talking about you and your Omega Sci-Fi stupid ass dances on a goddamn Kappa tap dance, whatever the hell y'all be doing. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about giving money to a bunch of schools that claim, a bunch of black schools that claim Greek organizations. No, we're not about to do that. Education reparations means with the money that we spend in our taxes that goes for education, that money goes to our own school system, starting K through 12 through college. Meaning repair what you stole from us in knowledge of self and information. Meaning we control the curriculum K through 12 for our own children. In our schools are already segregated. It ain't like we gotta change shit. Let your black ass try to go to a white school in elementary school and see what happens. So it's already segregated. So ain't nothing you got to change. Education reparations. We choose what goes into our education. Then there's land reparations. I'm not even go back to 1866. Since 1920, black people have lost over 100 million acres of land.
Wow.
What you gotta say about that, Larry?
Wow. Just taken.
Not just like lost. And when they say lost, they're talking about in multiple different ways. Some of it taken. The USDA talked about how they played a part in it because they sold a lot of black people bad seeds. Black farmers gave them bad deals, wouldn't buy their crops. And so because of the USDA doing bad business with black people, that forced those black people to then sell their land. There was a lot of land lost during the migration north because the economy was taken out the south and everybody moved up to Detroit and all those different places to populate that. People stayed back, and a lot of people did have family stay back and watch the land, but a lot of that land was taken from them people. Black people killed. This happened to a lot of black people. Back then, it was very common if it was a black person in the 1920s and 30s, they own land. White folks see them owning that land, they don't like it, they kill them and take the land. And so you owe for that, you know? There's medical reparations. Medical reparations, y'all been experimenting on us since day one. Look, go pick up this book called a Medical Apartheid. I just picked that book up, man. I haven't gotten past the first chapter. That shit's sick. I'm gonna go back and read it, but I need to pray first.
Damn.
So that's medical reparations. That means the budget that controls hospitals, we control and run our own hospitals. For us, by us. We have different body chemistries anyway. So these are all different forms of reparations that are due to us. What are some of your thoughts about that, Malcolm?
As far as land, not even reparation, just like now, as far as like black people, you know, if you're not in touch with your family, you don't know what their assets, what they have. Like with somebody like coronavirus, you know, let's say somebody lost a loved one, you still have to get their assets in that land. So, you know, part of reparations, you know, getting land, but even still now today, you still have assets in family. A lot of times, you know, you don't speak to your family in South Carolina or down in Florida or Louisiana, and you don't get that land, and that land gets sold for a little nothing. So I'm sure you're familiar with real estate.
Yeah, and that happened all through the 60s and 50s. Right. Yeah.
And then, you know, we got the whole reverse mortgages and stuff too. So,
hey, tell them about reverse mortgages.
So reverse mortgages they work like, let's say, you know, you got an elder family member that's older and they don't have any, you know, they don't have any income, you know, Social Security, they're barely getting by. What the bank will do is offer them a reverse mortgage. They'll give them the cash payout for the house. So let's say the house is worth $100,000. They'll give them $30,000 to live off of for the rest of their life. And once they pass away, they don't have to pay the mortgage back. However, you don't have to pay you do have to pay the mortgage back. When they pass away, you have to pay that $30,000 back. You only get like 2 weeks to pay it. Meaning, most of the time, those elderly people don't have the money in the first place, so the bank gets a $100,000 asset for $30,000 because A, they didn't contact you or another family member, or B, they did contact you and you didn't have $30,000 because you couldn't get access to the capital to get the money. So it's something they prey on old people usually to get their houses when they're struggling. They don't have any money. So
basically, don't let Gramps sign that. If you see some little shiesty with a briefcase coming around your grandparents' house, whoop his ass.
Or take out a personal loan. Like, it's better to take out a personal loan for a family member because we can take out $20,000, but that's not connected to the house. We still have the house. Because when you take out equity in the house, you know, if you don't pay that loan, it's gone.
The whole house, not just what you owe.
The whole house is gone. And there's land. They'll take that too.
Reddy made a good comment in the chat room. Every culture loves to chime in and suggest what reparations look like. Vlad said he thinks it should be scholarships. Yeah, fuck Vlad.
Hey man, you should.
What
I don't like.
Go ahead, Larry.
I don't like. I can't stand to hear. I can't stand the sound of his voice because he sounds like he wants to like really put it on thick and really sound black, but he's holding back because he knows he's a white boy and the person he's talking to can see him. I just want to slap the shit out of Vlad, dog. I don't like him. I don't think I can do a show because I don't like him, man. He's such a vulture, dog. And for you to even voice your opinion on reparations, dog, you really shut up. Ask that question because you're a guest. Ask that question and shut up. Nobody gives a fuck what you got to say about reparations, white boy.
Nobody gives a fuck. And then you have other people saying, you know, talking shit about us getting reparations. It's like, look, we're the originators of this country, you know. And why I don't understand why non-white people get mad when black people talk about reparations. Like, you know, this is the back and forth between black and white. Really is a family fight. Because we all, if you black in America, we all got white great uncles and shit. Let's just tell the truth. All of us, mostly all of us. It's a family affair. So many stories during the 1870s, 1890s, 1900s, you know, where a black person, you know, a white man has a lot of real estate and property, has a baby with the black person. That's the father. But he got 3 white kids who get all the money, and the 2 black kids don't get shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These stories can be told thousands of times in every state. There are thousands of families going through it, literally thousands in every state, tens of thousands, where, you know, there's families where there was wealth that was created. Then on the other end, when a black person created the wealth, whether it be George Washington Carver, whether it be Granville T. Woods and the roller coaster and the light bulb, or Lewis Latimer, or whether it be Garrett Morris and the gas mask, whether it be air conditioner, any of the inventions that we got, we can't pass that money down to our kids. And then when you unfortunately have a white person that raped your mother, or you know, or your grandmother, or have a white great granddaddy, you don't get the money either. So we got this family fight that we've been dealing with, black and white, in this country for 400 years. And for you to be here for the last 80 or the last 30, and then be like what's her name? That horse face congresswoman out of New York, Ocasio Horse Teeth, Ocasio Cortez.
Mm-hmm.
She tried some slick shit last year. Was like, yeah, reparations for people of color. If you don't sit your monkey face ass down,
other groups have already gotten theirs. There's clear evidence. Other people have already gotten something.
You got yours by being able to eat off of the wealth of a nation you didn't create. That's a reparation within itself. Because black Americans, here's where I get offended by it. No country has then or now opened their borders to the United States black people. They see what the fuck we going through. The most we have is Ghana. Ghana has a right to abode. What's up, Norman Richmond, checking in from Toronto? Salute. Norman Richmond, but they have a right to abode in Ghana. No one is opening up their doors. So we got to get ours where we created ours. And here's the thing. Black people in America always share. We're the most sharing motherfuckers on earth. People don't even know 10 years ago, Roscoe's got sued for discrimination and lost for not promoting black people.
Wow.
Yes, and lost. That dude that won that lawsuit went to church with me when I was a kid. That's who we are. Like when we get shit, you go to a black owned spot, you're gonna see a little bit of everybody working up in there. We don't hoard, we share. You know, and so for people to be so offended, not only will we share with people, we will show you how we got our shit so you can get yours from your country. Because people from Jamaica, they do belong. They do deserve reparations. People from the Caribbean, London, all them black people getting pushed off into London because they have to leave Nigeria because they fucked up the Nigerian dollar. All y'all deserve reparations. But go get it from the motherfucker who owe you.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of money. A lot. Everywhere.
So it's that to me, that's just the big old thing when it comes to reparations, man. It's like, you know, you're right about that. I used to Vlad, you know, because I'm a music historian, so I like to know certain things. Vlad asks great questions sometimes. I won't say I don't watch him. I'll say I watch him a lot less than I used to. And I stick to certain people who I don't see getting interviewed other places. So I probably watch about 3 or 4 like clips of Vlad interviews in a month now. Versus I used to watch them hoes every day. But I got tired of him. One, I got tired of Vlad talking about black people shit. I got tired of him shitting on Dr. Sebi. And I got tired of Vlad going around and he always talking about Suge Knight. Like, nigga, did Suge fuck your gal from prison? Did your girl give him a conjugal visit? Why you always got something to say about that man?
I used to listen to what's my man from? He's from out there. He's part of it. He's the East Side. What his name?
Trey D.
Trey D. Trey D. East Siders. Yeah. And I love Trey D's Vlad interviews, but then I just stopped watching them because I'm like, man, love Trey D, but I can't stand Vlad, dog. Vlad thinks he's like, Vlad really thinks he's black when he's around black folks, dog. Like,
He
shut
really
your
does.
mouth.
What is he? I've never seen it.
I'm over there dropping shit. Vlad is Russian.
He sounds something. Yeah, he sound like something.
And he say he's talking like this. Like, why do you talk like this, Vlad? You sound like a motherfucking clown. Somebody that DJs at a clown show. Stupid motherfucker.
He needs to sound like that, dog. Man, fuck Vlad, dog. Hey, David Banner's right. People be telling they whole soul to his goddamn ass. So they give up everything for Vlad. I don't get it.
Man,
they tell everything, dog.
Hey, yeah, they be people be going to jail off Vlad. Hey, Tariq made a good observation about Vlad on his last show. He was like, this Vlad, because Vlad has said something about negative about like Jill Scott and like these R&B that's been going back and forth, Teddy Riley and all that. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not really sure if I like that because it's not controversial. He's just cats showing each other love. Like, if you love music, how can you not like Jill Scott versus Erykah Badu, Teddy Riley versus Babyface? Oh, because they're not talking shit about one another. That's why. But back to reparations. Black people, we're at a key point right now in history. We cutting shit up. This is the most things have been cracking since the 60s right now. And I'm telling you right now, this shit just now getting started. You know what I mean? This ain't ending no time soon. What we see, there are going to be times of peace. I won't even say peace. There are going to be times of calm. But these police have not learned their lessons. You look at the TV, people are protesting violence, and these motherfuckers is on camera still doing the shit that people protesting after they get off their knee. So the police are gonna fuck up again. They're gonna do some other shit on camera. They're gonna do another violent something sometime in the next week. So it's just gonna keep shit going. So this is the time to push for it. Now.
Right now. You want us to calm down? This is what we want.
This is what we want. Starting with $20 trillion, and we can talk about the rest later. Thank you, ADOS Thanos. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe now. If you're in here, if you're on YouTube, Dewan B, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know when we're coming on. It's a fairly new YouTube channel, so I want y'all to help me build this up. If you're on Facebook, go to my YouTube, Dewan B. Go to hotepish.com. I'm going to put, here it is in the captions, hotepish.com. Go to that website. If you go to that website, all of my social media is in the top right corner. Click on the social media so you go to the right page, follow, add, and all that good shit. Malcolm, I'm going back to you. What you said it was something you wanted to put in. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you do have a business, I know a couple people run businesses. They sent $1,200 to people, but they sent $10,000 to business owners. So if you do have a business, get in order, get registered with the state and the county, and start filing taxes so you can get that money. Because, of course, it's already tough being a minority, but when you do have a business, there are more opportunities afforded to us, and we don't want to lose out on these monies because we don't have things in order. So make sure you do that, and check me out at Cheap Not Broke Everything.
I'm gonna put is Cheap Not Broke?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that here down here down low. Cheapnotbroke.com.
Cheapnotbroke.com, and if you want to improve your credit, learn about finances, you can find me at myfunnymoney.com.
Got you. So back to reparations, man. I know Larry got his game show that he have. Larry, like he about to go to sleep.
I'm not. No, I'm very. No, I'm.
Are you looking down at the screen? You
Yeah.
You look like you meditating because you. It's that beard,
No, I
man.
was looking. I was looking down.
This nigga look like he going hum hum.
Fuck off.
You New Delhi looking motherfucker. But back to what we were saying about reparations. We are at a point that we're pushing for it. We can get it. We can win it. It's just something that we got to do and we got to keep doing because it's like our biggest issue historically is we are consistently inconsistent. We push for some shit, then we stop. But I don't think it's going to stop this time because it stays in our face and the police ain't going to change. You know what I mean? And we got the world on our side right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
we got the whole world on our side. They turning up in Paris. They turning up in London. They turning up in goddamn New Zealand in this bitch.
Hey, man, they had riots in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Damn.
And Portland.
In Portland,
Oregon.
Portland, Oregon last night.
I know they had it in Portland. You know, Oregon, they didn't allow black people in Oregon until 1920. They outlawed black people coming in 1923.
What?
Oregon, yeah. Like, nah, dog. So it's just like it's just one of them things where it's like as far as reparations go, we gotta push for it, and there's nothing we gotta know. Reparations ain't no fucking HR 40. Ain't no Sheila Jackson Lee. If you don't sit your Statue of Liberty braid having ass down, now Sheila Jackson Lee, she look like Patrick Ewing. Damn it, this is take a moment to look at. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a picture of Sheila Jackson Lee up on the screen. Sheila Jackson Lee, she came up and she's been trying to push this whole HR 40 thing. And she's been trying to push us and say, black people, we need to study reparations. Not that we gonna give you money. No. We need time to study reparations. And that was brought to you by this lady right here, Sheila Jackson Lee. Did I go past? Here she go. You see her on screen, Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah, she, like
dog.
It goes to show that all skin folks ain't your kin folks.
No.
Because if you go into that legislation, the what you call it, what is it called? The HR 40, that's saying we want to have a study to study reparations. You don't get that shit out of here.
But a lot of people say, well, you know what? That's a good start. And I'm like, nah, man, nah. America been pulling money out its ass a whole lot recently. Like, they pulled money out their ass for this pandemic. They gonna pull some money out their ass for these riots and shit. All this looting and shit.
A whole lot of money for these riots.
And along with that $2 trillion, Dewan, it needs to be tax free.
Hell yeah, tax free.
100% tax free. No income tax, no property. You give us property, no property tax. No tax. Tax has been paid.
Penny said her hair looked like a skateboarder's ramp. Man, Sheila Jackson Lee, her hair look like, when Lennox Lewis have all them dreads and he put the Rasta hat on. She like she got one of the Rasta hats on her head, don't she? Aaron Smith, she got that Florida Evans afro. Yeah, so you got them, and then they had that stupid ass conference with Danny Glover coming down talking about we as black people, we need this. No, we don't need no damn study. We need money. We saw what happened. Look, the United States came up with $10 trillion overnight. Like, boom. Here you go.
Just print it.
Here's the thing. Black people, we ain't got no offshore accounts. That money's staying right here in the U.S. of A. And
I don't understand why America goes to Danny Glover instead of like Dr. Claude Anderson, dog. Why did they go to Danny Glover? Get your lethal weapon making ass out of here, dog. Yo, what the fuck? Why are you speaking on behalf of black folks here? What the?
And in the
I
chat
know he's an
room,
actor. Man, fuck man.
in the chat room, they're making a good point in the chat room. David, ADO, you're right. Sheila Jackson Lee's not even a foundation of Black America. Her family, she wouldn't even qualify for reparations if we got them. Like, no, so why are you even talking? and so now we starting to see probably why she's talking, because if she knows she ain't gonna get them, maybe she do want to have a study, because it's like, hey, as long as we push this shit off, let the least likely these niggas get it. So yeah, let's have this study. And so going back, and another thing I want to say about reparations, I want to say this to all you niggas that be going around talking about, well, all black people gonna do is buy Jordans. Well, shit. Well, why don't you put your money in Nike stock and make money twice? God damn it, stop pocket watching what other people gonna do. If black people want to buy Cadillacs and Jordans and jeans and do what the fuck they want to, let them do it. Because you're right. A lot of people will lose their money. A lot of people will lose money. But it's going to be, think about how many Barry Gordys are going to come out of reparations. Think about how many Suge Knights with their head on straight is going to come out of reparations. Think about how, look at what we do when we have nothing. Imagine what 40 million black people would do if each one had $1 million in their pocket.
Shit, you attach some resources to our genius.
Nigga, what'd you say, Malcolm?
I said, and to think that we don't have that, we have more access to information. Everybody ain't gonna piss their money away. I truly don't believe that.
And thing is, they don't believe it either. But like they do with us as black people all the time. Black people, we the only people that gotta slow down for the worst and the degenerates and the slowest of our society. You don't see white folks talking about something, we're not about to take this country because Honey Boo Boo won't get her shit together. I had some cat talking. I was talking on Facebook to a cat. I like the dude. He seemed like a good dude, but he was talking about something. We need to get our gang problem together before we move forward. Man, the white folks run this country and still got the Hells Angels to deal with. Ain't no gang stopping shit. Larry, what you got to say about that, man?
I'd rather our gang. Hey, we don't need to get rid of our gang problem. We need to, and if anything, make sure they get reparations. Can you imagine the Bloods and the Crips and all the black gangs with money?
Man.
Like reparations, like a piece of the pie, like what they do?
Man, look. All I know is back in the 80s when the drug money was real good and them cats had them drugs, all the drug dealers were giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving. So imagine if they ain't got to give out turkeys no more because everybody fed. Imagine what else we'd be giving. Look, we give so much. We are giving people. You know what I mean? And look, this is how I say, look, you're right. Some people will blow their money. But look, hell, I'm going to need some employees, so go ahead and blow your money so I can have somebody to work for me in 6 months. Because I ain't blowing shit.
Yeah. Right. And employ some black people.
People are going to do what they want to do. No, that's basically saying you're going to make people do things. And that's never going to be.
Exactly. Man, exactly, man. So there's a lot of shit going on, man. What are your closing thoughts on reparations? I'm sorry with you, Malcolm.
I heard something interesting today about, how to keep the dollar. When they talk about the dollar bouncing around your neighborhood?
Yeah.
He kind of broke it down. He was saying when the mechanic fixes your car and the mechanic goes to the black grocery store, that dollar goes there. And then the black grocer goes to the drugstore to get drug supplies for his family. That money goes there. Then it goes to the coffee shop. And then it goes 3 more places. Then it leaves. But in order to keep the money in there with reparations, you got to have enough businesses to keep the money bouncing around. So, which made me think about you and I and all the things we're doing, because we all have businesses now. So we're in perfect shape for reparations to keep money going. So instead of the money leaving me, I'm going to pass it to you like we do now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's the perfect time because we're just, a lot further along for reparations. And there's 10 times more black businessmen and women nowadays than you saw, 10, 20, 30 years ago.
And that's what I like about, well, Larry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, it's time for America to show us that they'll allow us to hold their feet to the fire, because all this shit is owed to us. Like, it's obvious it's owed, and the reason why the shit is happening the way it's happening now is because that money was held from a lot of us. That's the condition we're in right now. We're like, fuck this shit, man. We're not gonna take y'all. Not gonna fuck with us. We're gonna burn y'all shit down. We're tired of all this shit. So money would definitely calm that down, and it's money that's owed. So they need to work on doing something, or niggas gonna keep burning this shit the fuck down.
And then going back into the reparations, another part of reparations is social and political reparations, and legal reparations, because there's a lot of people behind them bars who don't belong there. And that needs to be repaired. People who went in as victims of the war on drugs need to be let out. Back in 1971, Nixon said it himself. He was recorded. I wish I could call it the war on black people, but I can't. So we're going to call it a war on drugs. Basically, the drugs was a code word for black people. So that was something that this country that started in 1971. So they owe repair to the people that they placed in prison and for their families. On top of people who've been locked up, on top of reparations, they should get, for every year that they were locked up, a yearly salary of what they would have made during that time out, owed to the descendants of that, to that person's family, to their children, to their nieces and nephews. If they ain't got no kids, to whoever next of kin in their family life. All that shit needs to be repaired. It needs to be a whole new law book, rule book that's done. And we need to police our own freedom people, and also be our own people's judicial system. Your court system has shown that they don't really fuck with us like that, so we need our own. These are just things that I'm putting out there. I want people to remember, look, we don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to happen if we keep pushing. This isn't about every 4-year election cycle. We need to get Trump out. We need to get this president in. It's not about that. This is a political agenda. Voting isn't baseball. You don't get 3 strikes and you out. You can just keep waiting till you get that pitch that you're ready to hit. It ain't gonna hurt you because ain't neither party fucking with you anyway. So what do you got to lose? Learn some basic civics. When it comes to voting, your vote is best done locally. Local municipalities, get to know your city council members, get to know your police chiefs, get to know that's what matters.
District attorney. That's what matters. That's where you can affect some change. And if you live in a small city, it ain't gonna cost you nothing but a couple $1,000s to get one of them on your side. If you run a business, it ain't gonna cost much. They prostitutes. So that's something that we can do right now. When it comes to national, we need to become a single issue people. We have one issue, reparations. They come in talking about we have a program for the poor, reparations. We got a program for LGBTQ black, reparations. We got a program, we have a police reform, reparations. Whatever the fuck they come to you, reparations. One issue. Make it simple. Reparations. They gonna kick, they gonna scream, but they gonna have to do it at some point, because every time in this country that black people put our minds to doing things, every time we've united around a common goal, we've gotten it 100% of the time. We don't lose. We just be quitting. And not only quit, and we get deceived too easily. We let them. If you go back and listen to this past Tuesday's broadcast, where I broke down rebellion and revolt and what that led to, go back and listen to it. History of Rebellion on this YouTube page. Look it up, because we talked about that. How
When we fight, we win. And so if we become that single issue at some point, because look, we're like, they're this big behemoth. They don't like each other. Man, the only thing that stopped these Europeans from fighting each other over the last 400 years is a common hatred of us. And then go back and forth. We remove ourselves from that equation and say, hey, look, you motherfuckers fight this shit out. Watch them. They want to fight right now. The liberals and the conservatives. They can't wait. Nigga, let them go. Let them have it. In the meantime, we got a society to build. And here's another thing. As we build that society, you know, we got these are practices that we got to keep up ourselves anyway. Because what if we got reparations, but we still waiting on jobs and shit? That money be spent and it won't be no jobs in 5 years. You know what I mean? So as far as building who we are, building our society, building our education, we need to be doing that shit now anyway. Like with Malcolm does finance, cheapnotbroke.com. He has classes. He helps you get your finances in order. If you need help, holla at Malcolm. You know, Larry, you know, if you want to learn how to take an ass whooping, holla at Larry. You know, that's somebody that gets his ass whooped daily.
I can't teach you how to do it. I can show you how to deliver one next time I see Dewan bitch ass.
Hey, tell me about your game show again.
Saturday at 3 p.m., 1 p.m. Pacific. I do a game show. It's called the L Goody Game Show. I have comedians as contestants. I have a co-host, my girl Tanisha Hicks, and man, we have fun. Man, I come up with 3 rounds of questions, and the winner wins $20. But we have a great time, dog. So if you're not doing anything this Saturday, please check me out, dog. I'll stream on my Facebook page, Larry Anthony Goodwell. Send me a friend request, I'll accept it. Well, and my shit's public, so you can watch it and not even be my fucking friend. But I come up with crazy categories, man. And I always send Dewan the questions before each show. Dewan, I'm gonna send you. I got the questions. This week's gonna be retarded. I got some great questions this week.
And during the game show, he pulls eggs out of his beard, whole ones, and chickens in the holes too.
You would be so excited. You wouldn't miss a show if I did that shit.
Sure. Anyway, my name is Dewan B. Thank you again, Malcolm.
Yeah.
Hotepish.com. Get your t-shirt right now. Get your hoodie. Get your sweatshirt. Go to hotepish.com for all my social media. Top right corner. Click on the links, and that'll give you to my YouTube page. Help me build my YouTube page. Thank you guys over the last month. It's been growing and growing and growing. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And remember this, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those who are willing to pick up game. Thank y'all for tuning in.